guys, so I'm like steps away from the world tour. I'm so excited. I'm a block away from the Brooklyn Marriott Hotel. I'm gonna actually turn my camera in a second to show you guys how it looks. Okay guys, so this is the Brooklyn Marriott Hotel. It's right here on Adams Street. As you can see, there's a lot of historical buildings. This is a lovely location. I'm glad they had it over here because it's next to all the train stations. And if you're also driving, you can find a lot of parking areas to park. It is a little pricey to park, but you know, at least you have some place to park your car. Okay. Okay. Oh, Rocco's Tacos. That is an awesome restaurant, I'm telling you. And if you like drinks, those drinks are super strong. It's not for lightweights. Okay, and get across this street, honey. Oh. All right. Oh, we are here.
People get nervous. Fine, I can go to This should look like a buddy, actually. Okay, so there is a warning on here that I'm not supposed to hit you in the head. So I'll try and make eye contact. Not that I hit anybody in the head yesterday. So we're gonna toss this out, and we want to hear some of your goals. So if you have eye contact and you have one of those goals, raise your hand. Okay, here we go.
Wow.
And then just talk into the top.
Oh, you have to get 4 to 5.
Okay, up a little bit. Woo! What was that again?
I want to go to Nashville this year.
Woo!
Woo!
Hey, I have one right here.
Oh, so look at these.
Okay, she's got one right here. Okay.
I will make Star Director.
Amen.
I love when you learned that. Okay, here we go.
I will be a superstar consultant by reunion.
Yay!
You know, I'm sitting here watching these guys and I think you should just put my career around horses. That's right. Like, I see my parents, I see my cousins. Anyway, welcome. I bring greetings from Heidi and Orville. They are the And we're excited to be here. We wanted to make sure that at least one of us got to come to every spot. So Heidi and Orville were somewhere else today, and so they left it up to me. But I am excited to be here. I love these stories about journeys. So I've got a couple of them. I got lots of them. But to me, even the bad ones are good ones. So who knows a lot about the way that the company was founded? The way Orville and Heidi worked. So good. Oh man, this is exciting. So anyway, they started out struggling a lot. Who does fairs and shows here? Okay, are those easy to do? No. So Orville had a fair and show business. Orville and Heidi had a fair and show business prior to Cincy. And one of the big shows they did, their main show was up in Monroe, Washington. The Western Washington State Fair, huge fair. And that's, so after Orville and Heidi had started their business, Orville would go do his regular shows. He sold car wax, his own brand of car wax and things like that. But in the nighttime, he would hide behind his booth when they kicked everybody out of the fair, and he snuck behind the bleachers of the grandstands, and he would put wax in a crock pot, and he would set his timer for 2 hours, because that's how long it took to melt the wax. Then the alarm would go off, he would wake up, he would mix a crock pot full of wax and bars, and then he would put new wax in it, set the timer for 2 o'clock. Wake up, pour more bars. So that he could ship them home to Heidi to ship out in the very, very beginning. But they had this dream and they knew that what it would become. And so he was used to doing, he was willing to do that sacrifice. So fast forward 2 or 3 years ago, right? They were like tons in debt. Anyway, fast forward. He says, hey, do you want to go up to the Boise State, University of Washington football game, opening game a couple years ago. Orville graduated from the University of Washington, and we lived in Boise, so it was appropriate, right? So anyway, the game's at like in the afternoon, and Orville goes, well, let's go up there early. So for being broke, I mean, he's embarrassed about this, so don't tease him about it, but we flew up there in his airplane. Our Cincy airplane. So we flew up there, but it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. Like, what in the world are we going to do all day? And Orville is not a very emotional person. He's not like me. He's not like Heidi. But so we go up there, and he's him-hawing about going, oh, do we go to the museum? What do we do? And he was offering some really pretty wavy places to go. And finally he says, hey, it's the Monroe Fair this week. Maybe we could go there. And I think that was his plan all along. So anyway, we went to the fair. And so we were, it's kind of funny because the Cincy gals over there weren't in their booth. So me and Heidi and Orville sat down at their booth and started selling bars of wax. And they came around the corner and were like, what are you guys doing here? Oh my gosh. Sorry. Anyway, so we split up and me and Orville were walking around. And he walked up and he's kind of, hey, those guys were here, those guys were here. And then he stood, he just stopped. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And he gently put his hand on the column and looked through these curtains. And like I said, he does not get very emotional. But I could tell there was a lot of emotion on his face. I do. And he looked at it and goes, we flew up here in our own private plane. He goes, but it all started right there with my 2 hours of sleep a night while I poured bars. And he showed me where he hid so that the security guards couldn't see him as he worked. And it was very touching to see him touch the column. So when I think about that, I came on really early about the amazing journey that we've been through. When I started, there were 400 consultants. And Orville and I shared an office, actually shared a computer. We did all the calculations of commissions on our own spreadsheets by hand. And I actually did commissions by hand until there were about 4,000 consultants. Wow. And finally, when there was a stack of checks like this and we had to stuff envelopes, we decided we needed to go somewhere else. So, tons of journeys. But that was one of my favorite because you saw the fruition of a dream that somebody had sleeping on a concrete floor 2 hours at a time because he had the vision for you guys. When I first started, when we were sharing this computer, I noticed that Orville had a spreadsheet on his computer. And he said, hey, look what we're going to do in 2012. He had it all lined out up to 2012. But it goes to setting a plan. And it was crazy numbers. We had yet to sell $1 million cumulatively in the company. And here he boldly predicted that in 2012 we'd do $600 million in sales. Something like that. And everyone laughed at him, everyone kind of joked at him. I believed in him because I could see it in his eyes and I knew his work ethic. Well, at the end of 2012, we missed the projection by only about 10%. That's visionary.
Right. You love Luna.
Oh.
Love banana nut bread. So now when Luna's discontinued, which of course would never happen.
Yeah.
But banana nut bread, I get to contact you. So there's my follow-up.
Yeah.
And I write down what you look. Had a cute little baby.
Oh.
You know, had awesome shoes. And then it reminds me who they are.
Yes.
So that always works too.
Okay.
That's a good thing. But this box is awesome.
This is the expo, the side expo. There's different tables for each thing you want to use to improve your business. They have a table for hosting, recruiting, home parties, basket parties.
Okay? Those are great answers, okay? So, the fortune isn't quick. It's not immediate. None of those answers that you gave me are immediate, right? Yeah. Okay. So, I want to make sure that you guys leave here understanding the importance of follow-up and that it starts with, hello. Thank you. But it does. It starts right at the beginning, right? The relationship that we create at the beginning of the sales process is what's going to dictate how we follow up with these people, right? And honestly, the best follow-up that we can give is only the best follow-up we have, or the best experience we've ever received. So I walk into Macy's, right? And she's all up in my business. We have a 10% sale. You can buy one pair of pants, get two for free. How can I help you? I'll let you know. I will let you know when I'm ready, right? So that's in your face. In the last session that I just did, I asked the lady, I said, what does follow-up mean to you? What does good customer service look like to you? You know what she said? She didn't say leave me alone. She said, I want to know when the new buddies come out so that I don't ever miss one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So what do? We don't pick up that phone because we're afraid to hear no, and we're assuming that we're bugging them. We're assuming that we're a burden. I'm not a burden. How do I know that I'm a burden to her? She didn't tell me. I don't even know what she wants. And I use this term all the time. It's pretty gross. But don't vomit information. Because when you vomit information, you overwhelm them, like I did, like she did when I walked through Macy's, right? She's vomiting all kinds of information to you, and none of that is it's not resonating with me. I don't need any jeans. That's not why I'm here. Right? So you don't want to do that, which takes that pressure off of you. Why? Because the best customer service that you can give is the only customer service experience that you have received. It's all you know. So how do I find out what her best experience is? Ask. Ask. Right? So the system that I'm going to give you is going to give you an idea of when you need to be talking and when you need to be selling and when you need to be listening. Can that be useful? Yeah? Okay. So let's do some, and I'm totally off right now. Let's do some money figuring. Finding our opportunity. You all have the ability to do it because you're all amazing individuals. Do not tell yourself something about yourself that you would not tell a child. I can guarantee you would not walk up to my grandson Noah, who happened to have been on stage this morning, giving us
Oh, yes!
If you could go up to him and say, you know what? You, young man, are terrible at follow-up. If you can't say it to somebody else, don't you dare say it to yourself. All right? You guys are amazing, and you totally got this. You got this.
Yes, thank you, Edie.
Reunion changed my business. And what's interesting is, for me, it wasn't the training that I got that changed my whole perspective on the business. And that's why I share my story always before I do any training, is because what changed my business was hearing other people's stories. Number one, it helps us relate to each other, and you get me, you know a little bit more about me. And it helps us to see ourselves in their shoes. It helps us to see that we too could achieve the things that they have achieved. For me, it was Jamie Solons. Anybody in here know Jamie Solons? She's part of their upline? Yeah. Jamie Solons is an amazing person. And for me, hearing her story really hit home because I've connected to her. I feel like, oh, I get her. We get each other. But even on a larger scale, hearing other consultants' stories, I just realized it's like men, it's women, it's people from over here, it's people from over there, it's people from all over, different personalities, and they all were successful. So for me, that was like my big aha moment, is it made me realize that you didn't have to have a certain personality or live in a certain place to be successful. You just had to be. You just had to do it, and you can be successful. And so I hope that you all know that, like that's my heart for you, is that you take away from hearing a little bit about my story and understanding that you truly hold the key to your success, no one else, not where you live, not your spouse, no one else but you holds the key to your success. So if you want to be successful, go out there and get it. That's what I did. I left Reunion as a star consultant with a team of 3, and 3 months later I was a director with a team of 18. And then this past fall, I just promoted to Superstar Director, and we have a group of, oh, thanks. It's still really fresh. It's like I still don't even feel normal saying it. But now we have a group of around 350-ish, and back when I joined 6 years ago, I never would have thought I could have done something like that. So you too can do it, every single one of you. If you want it, go after it. So that's my story. Now I want to talk to you about lists. Do you ever notice when you're scrolling on the internet how there are always lists? Like, let's talk about Facebook, for example. You're scrolling through your newsfeed and you're going to see things like 14 free marketing tips, 7 tips for network marketing success, 10 painless ways to lose weight, 16 ways to lose weight fast, 7 tips to lose weight even faster. There's lists everywhere, right? You know what I'm talking about. So I want you to open your notebooks, and in your notebooks on page 8, you're going to see another list, but this is going to be your list, and this is actually going to be a really important list for us. So you can see it's asking for the top 5 things to know to run a successful Scentsy business. So I want you to write down what you, say you're training a new recruit, or you're talking to somebody whose business is in a slump. What are 5 things that you would tell them they need to have to be successful in Scentsy or Velada? So go ahead and I'll give you a minute or 2 to work on that. Down a few things. Now I want to hear from you. Somebody raise their hand. What's something that they wrote down that is a top tip to be successful?
I wrote samples, booking, recruiting, follow-up, and know your why, positivity.
Okay, so I wrote down her first one. They were all amazing. I'm sure everybody's adding more to their list now that they heard hers, right? Okay, so I wrote down samples. Somebody else, share me another one.
Know your products.
All right, it's very good. Product knowledge, you gotta have that. If you don't have product knowledge, how are your customers going to be able to get the answers to their important questions? Yes?
Consistency.
Consistency, tell us more about that.
Following up, making sure that you're keeping in contact. If you hand out samples, make sure you hand them out consistently.
Girl, you wrote my presentation. I love it. Okay, one more. Yes.
Share, not sell.
Yeah.
So you make it like you're sharing things instead of like, you need to buy this now, like being a car salesman.
Absolutely. Okay, so we got some great ones. We got samples. Give out samples. Product knowledge. Consistency. And share, not sell. I love it. Those are all really wonderful ideas. If we sat down and we all compiled a bunch of ideas, I'm sure we'd have a ton of great ideas. The one thing that really truly needs to be on our list, I didn't hear it, I don't think, maybe she had it, but the one thing that truly needs to be on all of our lists, no matter what, at the very, very, very top, is gaining new contacts. Everything else that we do. Do you have it on your list?
On social media.
Yeah, good, good, good. Yes. Anything else we do, recruiting, selling.
Fun, right? And all we're going to do today is you guys are going to say, hit it, Ray, with me. All right, 1, 2, 3. Hit it, Ray! Oh, here it comes. Start moving. You feel it. Come on. And we want that home office team up here. Come on. Woo! Oh, yeah. That's it. Absolutely. Come on up. There we go. Everybody up. Everybody up. Come on, let's get those bodies moving! There we go! Up, 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 all the way around! There you go, all the way around! Alright, there we go, all the way around! Woo! Now everybody's gonna go to your right! Here we go, go right! 2, 3, upside, upside, over! Take it out, goes out! 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 Shake it down, shake it down! Give me some more volume, Ray! Alright! Up! Up! Outside! No! More! 3, 2, kick it out! Kick it out! Kick it out! Kick it out! What you guys can do is shake it down! 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 One more! 4, 3, 2, take it back! What are you guys looking for? No! Kick it out! 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 Shake it! Down, down, move it down. Go forward, right, right, left, go back, go left. Get it out, get it out, get it out. Woo! Shake it, shake it. Go down, down, down. Go down, over, 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 go back, back, back. There we go. Get it out, go down. Woo! Shake it, go down, down. Oh, shake it.
Yeah, listen to that funky